going to Game 3 of this semifinal series. Okay. There we go. Just making sure the teams and players are ready to go to this Game 3, see who is going to win this series and go on to the finals. Let's see. Okay. Just making sure the teams and things are ready. Oh, looks like they are, and we're jumping right into this next game. I have the chat bands already.
I missed it.
Not the chat bands, but like the additional.
The additional.
Extra bands. The extra bands.
So what were they saying?
Wukong, Lulu,
yeah.
Janna, Teemo.
Very 100%. Yeah, very much the same.
Extra
More
bands. Plus 4 bands.
It's
Game
ours.
name, the final game. Well, maybe for you.
The
Actually, this is
final
anyone's final
champion.
game. Because if you think about it, the winner of this goes on to the finals, and then the loser of this we cast immediately afterwards in the next game.
Yeah, we go into the bronze after this.
I have a piece of deep fried bacon. It's got to be the most unhealthy thing in my house.
You mean the most delicious thing in your house, right?
Yep. It's definitely going to be delicious. I'm going to snack on that between games. We are... This is the first time we've had a Game 3 in this event so far.
Is that our first brand?
What?
That's our first brand ban in this game series.
In this series?
In this series.
Okay, because I was going to say, what?
Yeah, we've had a lot of brand bans.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Carnival game number 1 just did so much work with it. It's all about the pyroclasms, man. And I'm pretty sure that defeated the toaster oven. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean, you overheat the oven. It's bad. Blow a fuse or something, right? You don't want that. That's electrical, and that's dangerous.
Should stop making these analogies.
So we're seeing Nidalee, Brand, Jarvan, Kassadin, Kha'Zix all being kicked out, along with Wukong, Lulu, Teemo, and Janna. There's going to be one more ban for a total of 10 bans.
Return of Jace?
Maybe. The Darius pick, I think, fell a little flat. Minus that awesome play at the top. Let's see who it's going to be. A couple seconds left on the final ban countdown for this series.
Zyra.
Urgot. Interesting. So People's immediately picking up Maokai for his team. Maokai's a great champion in this game mode, brings an airborne snare and a snare to the table. He's good in the bottom lane or in the top lane, brings massive damage reduction to his team. Really good at fighting on points. Need to defend a point? Install a Maokai. If someone tries to push that, well...
Keynote.
Yeah.
Pantheon.
Ooh.
This is the first time we haven't had a Pantheon ban in this series.
Wow, yeah.
So could just keep your eye on it.
Yeah, I'll dedicate my left eye to that, and my right eye to read and chat. And we're going to see a Zyra.
Zyra.
Yep.
Yeah. If it's not Lulu, it's not Janna, it's Zyra.
Mm-hmm.
Sona,
And
though.
Sona being picked up probably
We
for
had that
Alaric.
game 1 for that team.
It worked out really well for him, too.
Yeah, tanky, cooldown, a little bit of damage with the BFT and a little bit of movement speed. BFT acts as the Deathfire Grasp as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Here's
That's why
the
it's very
short history
popular.
of it.
Yeah.
Dominion happens, step 1. Step 2, put in DFG. Okay, step 3, put in BFT. BFT was Blackfire Torch. It gave 20% CDR, like 300 health, 40 AP, 15 pen, 4.5% damage over time off of max health dot, strength 10, AP 1, lance, large blast, 3 die 6, 3 die 6 plus 16, AoE. I might have made up half of that.
Yeah, I think you did.
But everything up to the dot is included in that. Extremely powerful item. And then they nerfed it by increasing its cost, and then they nerfed it by decreasing the the health, pen, and CDR, and dot damage duration. And then they nerfed it more by changing which things can trigger the dot. And then after a while, they're just like, no more. So they took DFG, or they took BFT out, Blackfire Torch. They removed it. And then, or they took, oh gosh, this is convoluted, I'm sorry. They took Blackfire Torch. They removed Deathfire Grasp. They gave all of Deathfire Grasp stuff to Blackfire Torch. So now Blackfire Torch does the stuff that Deathfire Grasp does, and they took out Deathfire Grasp. And then, after that, they took the movement speed off of Hextech Sweeper and put the Hextech Sweeper movement speed on Blackfire Torch. So BFT is like a combination of DFG and Sweeper. Why couldn't they just keep DFG in there and take out Blackfire Torch entirely? And then they gave us Leandries for some reason. We're all very confused. Now, Talus could play Veigar here. It is a possibility. There we go.
And yeah. All right, so another game of firsts because Leona enters the ring. Haven't seen her before yet in this casted part. And Veigar+Syndra. Zed is...
Ooh, Dynov plays a good Zed. I don't know how well he does after these most recent changes.
Almost every game that we've done, we've had a new set of firsts. It's really, there's the Pantheon. Remember, Pantheon not banned this time. First time in both games, we've had a Pantheon up on the table.
Pantheon's a pretty good champion.
We've seen the Spartan, smash the brick oven yesterday. Yeah.
I mean, they're just cooks. He's a soldier.
Exactly. I made that exact comparison.
That's why he does so much better. I know, that's what we call referential humor.
Looks like it might be the Pant. No, Jin at the end. Alright. So Jin Zhao. Samurai.
That's why these guys are so hard to talk about at the Champ Select.
Yeah, well, they like to troll the casters a bit.
Yeah, Parkhurst does a little bit of a fight Blitzcrank, has a lot of, he gets some cooldown reduction, just does some crowd control, punches people. And they're probably going to swap Varus onto Peoples. Yep. And then Supportal, I wouldn't be surprised if Supportal stayed with Mao. That would be a thing that would make sense.
He was Brand last time, right?
Supportal?
I don't see Supportal taking any of these others.
No.
But this is my first time I get to see a mage on Talith.
Yeah, Talith broke out the Veigar last week in Dominate Gaming's Dominion tournament, and it was monstrous. And it highlighted one of my favorite things about Veigar that I always talk about, and I'm always like, man, guys, Veigar's good, and like, be quiet, Gandair, you're a caster. I'm like, no, really. And then now Talith PA has been playing some Veigar and validated everything I said. Ha! Now I'm right on the internet. Really though, he has a long duration stun. Event Horizon covers a large radius. It's really good for effectively closing the door on the enemy. You can wrap it around a speed shrine. You can use it to close off so many approaches. It lingers for several seconds. Very good at delaying. And if you do tag people with it, the stun duration is pretty high. On top of that, he has Dark Matter. Dark Matter is a really good zoning ability because you cast it, and what are you going to do? Are you going to get hit by it and have your capture interrupted? Or are you going to interrupt your own capture and not get hit by it? Either way, it ends up people not actually getting a capture. Really good for zoning. And then he can purge Carnival clean from the face of the earth with Primordial Burst. Like Veigar.
Is Carnival the only AP? No, he got a little bit of Sona.
Sona will have a little bit going.
That's it, yeah. As soon as they saw Talith, they're like, well, we got to go more physical. And with Leona, I mean, I haven't seen a Leona, but I suspect it's going to be like a physical tanky.
No, she does just a little bit of AP, or it could just go pure tank CDR and just keep stunning people.
So tanky cooldown.
Yeah,
I would have expected that from Alaric after BFT, and we saw Alaric with the Locket and Glacial, I think, with his game with the BFT in game number 1.
I remember him buying a Moonflare Spellblade for some reason. Maybe I'm insane.
There was somebody
who bought the Moonflare.
A Spellflare. I think it was a Janna though.
Was it?
Trying to remember.
Oh man.
I think it was a Janna. It wasn't this game series. I saw a Moonflare yesterday. I'm trying to remember who it was though. Syndra maybe? No. Janna makes sense.
I think it was on a Janna. It was a different game, like a different.
I want to say it was a Janna.
Yesterday. Huh. Oh well.
I'm looking back through our games yesterday.
Talith though, Veigar, here's his problem. He needs to land those event horizons, and they are pixel thin. If you are not landing those event horizons, your team's gonna get destroyed because then they can still cast spells and stuff. It's pretty brutal.
LeBlanc. No, that wasn't LeBlanc. That's silly.
Okay. Look at everything else that I see here. Leona, yeah, tanky, cooldown reduction. I play a lot of Leona. Leona just lives a long time, crowd controls people. Very dependent on others for damage, especially with sunlight existing. You can usually live long enough to kill squishies by herself if she catches them low on mana. But for the most part, Leona is going to be looking to set up for Buddha Rice to show up and sweep people away. I just don't know how well that's going to do against the massive crowd control combo over on
Parker's
Rude Lord's team.
Supportal, Talon.
Yeah, you have Veigar's stun, you have Mao's snare and airborne, and then you have Blitzcrank on top of that.
Punch all the things. Punch all the things. Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So we see a lot of repeats here, including the Blitzcrank. And game number 3, it's all on the line. The winners of this go to the finals, where we have Clueless waiting for them. So winner of this goes up to the Clueless. The loser gets casted immediately after this for the bronze match, which is where we have, I think it's Sofonda Cox?
Yes.
Yeah, Sofonda Cox is...
Sofonda Cox versus Clueless. If it ends up being Clueless finals, it's really depressing. Hey guys, we won! But then Peoples needs to win, otherwise Half-Heart will never stop making fun of him for it.
And in terms of the summoners, we're looking at those beautiful greens. We got the 10 Revive, the 1 Clairvoyance, 1 Garrison. Alaric has been, I think that's 3 for 3 on Alaric that we've had Garrisons. And the rest is just the mix of Flash on Emperor High Peoples. Wow. Didn't expect that.
Well, he's playing a ranged AD carry that doesn't have a built-in escape. Very safe spell to take.
That is true. I mean, he doesn't have a Vein Tumble. He doesn't have, jump like Tristana or a net like Caitlyn. So, but we don't have it on anyone else. So it's just that one. The rest are all Exhaust and Ignites, which seem to be pretty standard these days. Oh, yeah.
I fixed it.
Only the 1 Ignite, though. Only the 1 Ignite for Carnival. It's 3 Exhaust, 1 Ignite, whereas it's still the double Ignite, Flash, and Clairvoyance. Well, we'll have to see how it works.
One and everything off the bat. Shuffling his items around.
Sauron going to be heading bottom with the Syndra. It's probably going to be Dinov in the bot with the Talon. So Talon versus Syndra. I don't know, man. Syndra just seems like she should take an early game just because of the pressure, but if you snowball Talon a few times, get some of that penetration early, you could really start wrecking people. And I'll continue. Okay. 500, minute in game number 3, the important game, guys. On your left, it's going to be the Rude Lords.
So I was looking at Buddha Rice, and he hasn't picked abilities yet. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, what happened? I'm kind of curious to see what he does with that. It just really threw me off. I'm like, why doesn't he have abilities? He has items.
Early penetration, Kappa.
How that plays out.
All right, everyone going off to their places. Looks like it will be Blitzcrank and Jhin picking up their respective points. Blitz should be able to just overcharge. I want to say overcharge, just to get back in. And man,
there we go. Told you all about that. It just shuts off the entire approach. Just close the door on him, Veigar. They're not allowed.
That was it.
Has a much friendlier cooldown as well than, look, he's rocking 20% CDR off the bat, so he's got to be loaded up on support stuff. It's a great build for Veigar. Max CDR
off the bat.
Yeah, man. Just show it right there on the screen. There you go. 20.70.
Yeah.
Because you need that. You need to be throwing down those event horizons, and you need to be zoning with that dark matter. And he's really mana hungry, but it's an awesome build.
Just waiting for Zounds to kind of make the move. He is their initiator.
He can get Q farm off Zyra's plants.
Sauron
oh man,
is just getting pushed around bottom though. Talon is doing the damage. That's probably going to be the first blood. I don't see anyone up here, especially with Zounds missing out there. But Buddha Rice is going to jump onto Pallets, gets immediately exhausted and grabbed. Talon is still going to be running away. Zounds now exhausted. We had it on Buddha as well. Emperor High Peoples has to deal with his up front spear in his face. That could be the quick double, but Buddha is going to actually grab the quick double. And he's still alive thanks to Zounds. And Die Now is going to be ignited in the bottom. And that's going to be the only kill we take home. Rude Lord's off to a bit of a shaky start.
It's okay. They're just trying to build a house with no foundation. What could go wrong?
Minion pathing, says Dino. GG. Another stun coming the way Carnival. It's going to drop him, but not nearly enough to take him out. Fancy's mom takes the first early point here. And if they can keep that momentum, they got to keep it a very positive mindset going into this. So we'll see how their rotations end up.
Parker's looking for that grab, not finding anyone though over there. And
Emperor
man,
that's the storm.
High People's chaining that storm shield damage.
Yeah.
Really brutal.
So Veigar's up here. That's going to be the stun, blocking off the entire courtyard there. Carnival and Alaric take some damage, but there was no follow-up. He needed a team to follow that up for the kills.
Yep, Buddha Rice coming in from the back now. He wants to get to High People's, can't really do it. Things might not end very well. Solar Flare lands. Lots of crowd control, but still, High People's and Talith hanging out in the back. Not really any damage on them. Are they going to go down to Sona? Yeah.
Sona actually got hit by, I think, the Chains of Corruption. Yeah, did. Buddha Rice is now going to clean up the Maokai as well. That was the Buddha Rice ult. That was the Crescendo. That was the Strangle Thorns and the Sun Flare. All on top of those three. Parker's went down really early. He comes back into it, but he's going to be out-muscled there 2-on-1. And Sauron could even go down to this bottom as well.
Yeah, it looks like he is going to fall to Dynov in that bottom part of the map. Event Horizon being thrown down up top. Great Event Horizon too. Tagged 3 people with that.
Nice
get the shutdown on Buddha Rice's Zin.
That robot. Look at when he goes back. Oh my god, that's brilliant. But yeah, the body blocking coming out. They get the kill, but man, massive kills already going the way of Fancy Wolf's mother. She's a classy lady, that one.
They see him picking up the Codex first, rushing that CDR. That's the way you do it.
So if he has 20% right off the bat, he only needs one more 20% item, and then he can just go pure damage from there.
Yep.
Well, right. Penetration and damage.
Get the pen, get the damage. But as long as you can keep those Event Horizons rolling, man, you bring a ton of control to your team, and so much zoning.
That's something that they need to bring out. Control, because they are not in control of this match. I mean, 4-1 already on Jhin. He has a Brutalizer on top of that Prospectors, and, I mean, they need to get something going here for them.
Uh-oh, they found Leona all by herself. Zounds is going to get airborne. There's Veigar closing the door on Zounds' allies, but Zounds decides he's going to Zenith Blade through. Solar Flare lands. Talith PA gets a free trip back to the Summoner platform. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the fight, Buddha Rice is getting beaten up pretty handily.
He is, but he's still alive. He's going to get some healing out of this as well, and Parker's just blew out that mana shield. Buddha shouldn't probably have done that, but it's 3-on-1. He didn't go down.
Now, High Peoples is still alive, but he really can't make a play here.
Parker's will punch all the things. He will get the kill, but Emperor High Peoples didn't see the Zyra plant, and Zhao.
Oh, that Chains of Corruption just saved him from the Zenith Blade.
Zounds actually sidesteps the burst, but does get hit by the... Was that... No, okay, that wasn't Talon.
Bang!
Whew. Still, the pressure is on. It's all about defending that point. The factory is the key right now to not give that up. But man, Buddha, he's straight back to the bottom.
Oh, wow. Talus actually going for the Baleful Strike first and at a high amount of cooldown reduction that is a really rapid fire ability. So he's going for a little bit different of a play.
Parkhurst is going to try to chase down Die now. Doesn't get it. Fortunate. Still, it's a 3-2 situation with the Rude Lords on the back foot. If they had lost that factory, they would have also lost that quest and would have been a bigger blow to their ego here.
Ooh, Supportal, though, found by himself by Alaric Ventress and Carnival.
Same with
Parkhurst
Zounds,
and Zounds on the opposite end. They're going to group back up together.
Jin's going to come back out. Looks like we got a ping up top and a ping here at the factory. That goes the arrow from High Peoples, but a Parker's doesn't land the grab.
And Bot Fancy's mom, PS3, is doing a great job this game against some of the more established veterans of doing competition.
180 from game 2.
Yeah.
180.
Putting that hurt on Buddha Rice. Good solar flare from Zounds. Oh, does not connect with the Zenith Blade to get in on a Parkhurst, though, but it looks like the Airborne should be just fine.
It'll be enough to trade out. We got the kill there for High Peoples, but can High Peoples actually do with Zounds? Because Zounds fairly tanky at this point. The rest of the team just kind of being held at bay. Alaric and Carnival bringing Supportal real low, and here comes Talith as well. But it looks like High Peoples going to be okay. The problem now is bottom.
And that bottom point being neutral is also really working against them. And oh dear, Alaric manages to live with that heal. With that heal.
Alaric, like, super
Clairvoyance couldn't believe it.
That's the power, though. I mean, these APs are just going to be lunch meat for Primordial Burst later on in the game. But this early game stuff, just not working so far for the Rude Lords.
Oh dear, Dynov's health has gotten dangerously cheesy. The Arcane Smash doesn't connect. Maybe he was looking at more just for zoning Buddha Rice.
He was also
entirely
slow.
Sure.
So People's down here, Supporto down here, Sauron down here. No pressure up to the top. But Parker's going to be making his way over as well, but might be too little too late. They trade out 1 for 1. Now it's Zounds. The tanky Zounds has to just buy time. Here comes Alaric. It's going to be a heal, but
oh, no! The grab deny!
Oh. Totally counted out of Parker's grab right there.
Man, Blitzcrank's arm has to hurt. You see it just get pulled at that weird angle, just like...
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Quite the play. So Zounds now still really healthy, and the crescendo is going to be the cleanup because Dynow is in there, and Dynow with the penetration ready to go. He has the Lance Whisper, he has the Brutalizer, and the cooldown boots. It's a lot of damage to be bringing out, and Parker's is going to be experiencing that firsthand.
Oh dear, Zounds finally taken out. Parker's actually been living for quite a while.
Mana Shield's OP, yo.
Dynow was going to recall. There were plenty of minions over there in order to neutral that. It's going to give them extra damage on the enemy's health. And Bot Fancy's mom on PS3 sit at 470 against some of the best players in the game.
Morellonomicon coming the way of Zyra. Spirit Visage on Blitz. So we got the tier on Blitz, and now we got the magic resist as well. Likely to see the Mirror Mana later on. The punch fight.
I'm looking at the minimap, but I don't like what's happening to Alaric.
No.
Does get the neutral somehow. What?
It's worth. Totally worth.
Dot worth, slash worth.
Percent worth.
Percent worth. There we go. That's what I wanted to see in the chat. Percent worth.
Dynow going to be making a break for it. I don't know if Supporto can actually twisted advance into that. Looks like he decides not to regardless. 3-cap situation. Still got the quest up on the board. And just a lot of footsies in and around the factory.
Ooh, good grab on Carnival. I don't know if Sona's going to be able to save him. Tried to, not successful, unfortunately. Here, that Youmuu's active from Zhao, and the Solar Flare is going to take down Supportal's Maokai.
Parker's going to be the next to drop. Well, yep.
Yeah,
Zounds,
that Eclipse proc.
Alaric actually picks it up, but Zounds making the great play, getting in the back, doing the body block.
Ooh, that stun. That stun was too powerful.
Sauron Dynow still dueling down at the bottom, but it looks like going the way of Sauron for now, but consistently it's been Dynow actually getting the better trades. It's basically true damage up against Sauron. He has no armor whatsoever.
And he is falling back rather quickly.
Something I wouldn't have actually expected to call. Alaric is sitting at 519. Has the BFT, has the cooldown boost.
Oh, wow.
519.
Yeah, it has an amp tome in there too for just a little bit extra. Now here is where Rude Lords can start making their comeback. They catch a Parkhurst. Oh, that crescendo, such mana barrier.
You mean digging their own grave, not a comeback.
Yeah, that exact opposite of what I said.
Well. Yeah.
Zhao picking up the double kill there. And oh, that solar flare is going to be the end of Mad Supportal.
If that's a comeback, Gandair, I don't ever want to make one.
Yeah, let's just do things one time.
Black Cleaver now on Talon, dear me.
Alright, Talon is going to be freaking out down there in the bottom lane against Sauron, who Sauron has a Wooglets. And he's got a Seeker's Arm Guard going for him now, too, so he's going to armor up a little bit.
Zoun's finally...
Dynov knows something. You see him stand there outside the Fog of War just barely for so long. He knows something.
Yep, Dynow. Good dodge on that arrow, but it's not going to be enough for Sauron.
Yep. He knew it. He had the revive. He's on his way back now.
Yep. Got the speed increase. Zounds is coming down as well. Same with the Maokai.
And are they going to be able to get to Sauron?
Zounds make these plays.
Oh dear, Peoples' health! It's like he just dragged the highlighter across it. Just done.
Now we got the Sunfire on Zounds as well, so Supportal, as long as he sticks to Supportal and he gets off those cooldowns and he allows Talon to come in for the damage. But the damage up top, Alaric Ventress does finally drop, but 6-2 score, double coming the way. Peoples and the flash forward for the trip, but Supportal, he's done dancing.
And down the bottom lane, Dynov almost got killed by Maokai. Maokai did a really good job of delaying there. And Dynov just had to stand outside of that Maelstrom because if he walked into it, he could have died.
The control on Zounds is just amazing this game.
And Zounds has been doing a great job. There's a reason he's challenger. You know, I mean, hey, you got to pick that up. And this quest objective is going to be picked up, and there we go. You have that damage buff. Now, are they going to be able to run with this, or are they going to find a way to drive this snowmobile down the side of the mountain?
So we got the quest going the way of Fancy's mom we bought Fancy's mom a PS3. So 10% more damage. Did I misread that?
What? 7%? Right?
Nah, it was the other team that got it though.
Oh yeah, no, it's on
Yeah, so my mistake. It was Rude Lords. Die Now, however, is going to be the recipient of that present.
Parker's going for the grab, not able to get it. Ooh,
got Jhin bottom. He's looking to do it, but yeah, he will finally get that audacious charge in. Buddha Rice gonna go for the Mad Portal next, but Footsies continue in the jungle.
And oh, good crescendo! They're able to tag high peoples and stay stuck to him. They're not bringing a lot of damage to him, but they were able to slowly chip him down over a few moments. Veigar coming in from the back. What can he do to this? We're gonna have to find out. Parker's has his mana barrier up. Throws that grab in the wrong direction, unfortunately. Didn't able to tag anyone. That sentence was poorly constructed, but hey, you know what I mean.
7-2 on this Sona. She somehow lives through all that. The Stranglethorns on a Parker's was what really allowed the combo to land on top of Emperor High Peoples, because they didn't, he couldn't control anything in that 3-on-1. So, and it eventually goes down without the kill on Sona, and we couldn't get it either from Veigar. So 3 points are going to stabilize at 112 health. This would be the start of the comeback if it is going to be one. If
it's going to be one, I mean.
Yeah.
You never know. They might just be.
They
might just drop the game on the floor.
Hey, one bad fight is all you need to change the flow of everything. Since Supportal is going to find that out.
Okay. Yeah, they're in a pretty safe position. They still have a little bit over 100 Nexus health. That's good opportunities for them to be able to make it back.
140 health. Yikes. 240 health. My goodness. Yeah.
And Alaric Vengeance able to get the neutral down here in the bottom. Carnival and Talos PA duking it out up here, but Carnival, you have ability power, and you have been purged clean from the face of this earth.
Primordial Burst is going to be enough for Zyra. Yep. You don't want to be throwing in any APs to challenge a Veigar, for sure. Parker's down here challenging Death, basically. It looks like Death 1, no revive for him. Peoples is going to trade out one kill, but the triple.
Dynov is really tearing it up damage-wise.
Supportal, that might be a mistake, Supportal going right in like that with the Alaric, but here comes Talith as well. That should be able to do some big damage on Ventress.
You can cut through to Talith.
There we go.
Nope.
There you go.
Sona is going to be dead.
Taking out the Sona in this regard, probably the better move because of the control, because of the damage and the healing. But Die Now, he's just going to try to play distraction tactics, but Supportal doesn't care. Now it's going to become a sandwich.
Ooh, look at him taunting that little minion there, the sapling. Oh, Veigar wants that 2-for-1.
Oh, don't tell me he disconnected. Don't tell me Supportal disconnected. Okay, no, he didn't. His mic just died. Okay.
His mic died.
But still, we got the 3 points back in favor of Fancy's mom. And at, jeez, almost...
Veigar is prepared to land this stun.
What is that? 220-point lead that we have right now. For Fancy's mom. Like, we have seen some crazy comebacks. We've seen some extremely good plays. But look at the kills. I mean, 9-8 on the Jhin. He has himself the Youmu's. He has the Last Whisper. We got the BFT and the Spellblade. So maybe you were right with Alaric earlier. He has the Spellblade there as well. And Talith, 8-3. That bottom lane, not Talith, Talon. That bottom lane Talon. The Cleaver, the Brutalizer, the Whisper, which I've been told do all stack together. Everything there stacks. And then he has an Avarice on top of that.
Man, if he gets the Youmu's going also, it's just going to be horrifying amounts of damage. And then if he gets that and then any crit item, it'll just be a nightmare. I don't think you can afford an IE after that, though.
An IE, well, 17, I'm going to point out, 16-minute game, 1,780 points earned on a personal score for Talon. 15.
Whoa, FourCourt. Look at the gold, man. He's ahead of the rest of his team by like 3,000, 4,000. Yeah. Oh no, he's bottom lane. Never mind. It's not as freaky.
But still, he's earned a lot of money. He has a lot of kills. I mean, even the kill difference between these guys, like Syndra is up there in the cash, but I don't see an answer for Dynow right now.
And for a second I thought he was top, and I'm like, how is he ahead by that much? The heck? But yeah, bottom laners will get more money than top lane champions are. That's why bottom to top lane switch is a thing sometimes. You swap the opposite damage type down late game, and then you have your super farm guy go up top and just start killing people.
I think it was you talking about that with Malzahar. You just build AP for half the game and then switch into AD. But yeah, swapping out somebody. We've seen swaps before as well. Trundles have been bottom, and then all of a sudden they're back up top because they just weren't able to deal with it. But Dynow and Buddha Rice making the play bottom.
Yeah, he was not able to get down an Event Horizon to stop that, unfortunately.
/Unepsu. Somebody misspelled on pause. Okay, so we
got
like
a Blitz better
with Peoples.
Can they
grab a point?
They're going to chase him away, okay? Zyra, you still don't want to push point with Zyra on, even if you are a really good team. That's scary to do. And looks like they're converging on the middle of the map. Alaric, oh man, he's not even going to risk that. It's like, if I get grabbed, that is the end of me. One's trying to secure that Storm Shield. Those Storm Shields are extra damage and health for your team, if you can get them.
Yeah. Looks like Zounds might actually pick it up for his team.
Yeah, they're very powerful, so when you go to capture the Storm Shield, you want to make sure you bring some allies with you as backup. Just in case they decide to stop you, you can capitalize on it and take them out instead.
Supporto's going to get hit by Dynow, but it's just a little bit of a love tab. We got the aggression now up at the factory. That's going to have to draw the Rude Lords up there. And it's, so far the bait's working.
They're going to get a neutral out of it, at least. Got the pull in from Parker's, keeping Alaric Ventress back. Solar Flare lands middle of the fight. Good crescendo. Also, Zounds and crew from Bot Fancy's Mom on PS3 really doing a great job here in this fight. Parker's could be the next one to fall. I mean, High People's able to sit back and do a fair amount of damage, but he's been a little bit too far away to land some of the auto attacks that I feel like he's wanted.
Buddha Rice can just go right through that health relic, right through that mana shield, and right through Supportal to grab the double. But it was all about killing off Talith early. They killed off Talith early. Dynow is going to try to get Sauron, but he's not going to get it. And now it's Zounds up top against Emperor Hyview. I don't see the Emperor getting out of this. No, and he won't. Way too many deaths from the Rude
And
Lord.
guys,
way too many.
Ooh, is the clock? Can the clock be stopped?
No. It's 3-1, 3-2. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. Very dominant game number 3. I feel like Veigar just didn't end up paying off.
No, I mean there were some good engagements for it, but wasn't. I would say it was very average. Didn't do particularly well or particularly bad.
The Youmu's came in at the end there from Talon as well.
Yeah, there it is.
BFT Spellblade on Sona. Sona really impressed me. He went 5-1 up to 8-3. 19 assists on top of that, and a good amount of cash under her belt. Jhin, however, just ended up being the monster assassin. 13-9-9. Very similar build to that of Talon as well. Youmu's as well as the Last Whisper. Giant spelled in there for the survivability. But if I got to give an MVP, it's Zounds. That Leona made so many kills possible.
Okay. And we are going to a commercial here. And we're going to bring the next game to you in just a few moments. As we set up to do the 3rd and 4th place match. So just hang out and we'll be... Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to plug LoLPro first. Just in case it takes a minute. LoLPro.com is the awesome sponsor of this event that you are watching, LoLPro Dominion Showdown number 2 here. If you want to know where to get started with a free week champion, guess what? Go to LoLPro.com, click the free rotation button here, and it'll show you the guides for those champions. Just show them right there for you on the thing. You can even filter, hey, free rotation and Dominion. Well, who's free this week that there's a guide for, and there's a Dominion guide for? Well, look at that. That's kind of awesome. I forgot about checking 2 boxes. It makes good things happen. Also, in the Pro Guides section, you can see the Dominion Guide by Corval, which, if you want to get started with Dominion, this is exactly the guide you want. Go to LoLPro.com, go to the Guides section, find Corval's Dominion Guide. This is all general-purpose gameplay information about it, with videos and pictures and all sorts of good things. The writing is great. I've read through this entire thing, and there's 10 pages worth of stuff to go through. I'm going to preview just a couple pages here for you. Hey, I made that picture! I made that picture and it's in Corval's guide. That's awesome. I need to update it. So
you now need to sue for copyright.
Yeah. I don't know. I might just let him have it. And it breaks down all the different spells. It just goes down the list. You know, nothing gets left out. Very, very comprehensive. And there's just even more pages after that. Strategy, team comps, things to not do, how bottom lane works, tier list, the items, and just a bunch of reference videos for you. And you have to go to LoLPro.com, you have to go to the Pro Guides section, you have to find Corval's Dominion Guide. Also, if you want to be a guide author yourself, if you have a build that you want to share with the world, go to the user guides section of the website. There's a handy little button up in the top right corner that says write a guide. You can become an author here yourself. If you know something that people don't and you want to be right on the internet, well, hey, guess what? Go publish that guide here. You can follow on other people's guides as well and get that information out there so the rest of us can be as good as you are. Don't keep the strats secret, man. Help us all get ahead a little bit. And LoLPro.com is the website to do that at. So we're going to cut to a commercial real quick, and then we will be back in just a few moments.